Hello dear students, let us start a new chapter in electrostatics, which is capacitor. At first we discuss about the capacitor. A capacitor or condenser is a device to store electric charges, hence electrical energy can be stored on the capacitor. In practice, an arrangement of two conductors separated by an insulator, which is also known as dielectric, or vacuum forms a capacitor. Capacitors are used in television and radio tuners, the starting circuits of electric motors, and in automobile ignition systems, etc. These are the symbols of capacitor. This is one plate, another plate, this one plate, other plate. Some dielectric or vacuum is placed inside between two plates. Next we take capacitance of a capacitor. The amount of charge stored on the capacitor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied between its two plates. Thus, the charge Q stored on the capacitor is directly proportional to the potential difference between two plates. If V is the potential difference applied between two plates and Q is the charge stored on it, then Q is directly proportional to V. So, Q will be equal to C into V, where C is a proportionality constant called capacitance of capacitor. From equation 1, C will be Q upon V. Therefore, capacitance may be defined as the electric charge stored per unit potential difference. Also from this equation, its unit will be Coulomb upon volt, which is called farad and denoted by capital F. Next we take combination of capacitors. First we take series combination of capacitors. This diagram shows the combination of three capacitors of capacitances C1, C2 and C3 connected in series, and then a battery of voltage V is connected to them. Charge Q in each capacitor will be same, whereas the potential difference across each capacitor is different. That is, Q will be equal to C1 into V1 is equal to C2 into V2 is equal to C3 into V3, which gives V1 is equal to Q upon C1, V2 is equal to Q by C2 and V3 is equal to Q by C3. But total potential is equal to the applied voltage V. Therefore, V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, which may be written as Q upon C1 plus Q upon C2 plus Q upon C3. When Q is taken common, it becomes Q into 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3, which may be again written as V upon Q is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. V upon Q may be written as 1 upon Cs, where Cs is the resultant capacitance in series, which is equal to Q upon V. Cs is Q upon V, therefore V upon Q will be equal to 1 upon Cs. Next we take parallel combination of capacitors. In this diagram, three capacitors of capacitances C1, C2 and C3 are connected in parallel between points A and B, and a battery of voltage V is connected between A and B. In this case, potential difference across each capacitor will be same, but charge flowing through each capacitor will be different. Thus, charge on C1 will be equal to Q1 is equal to C1 into V. Similarly, Q2 will be equal to C2 into V and Q3 will be equal to C3 into V. But total charge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, which may be written as C1V plus C2V plus C3V. V taken common we get Q is equal to V into C1 plus C2 plus C3, which may be rewritten as Q upon V is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3, and Q upon V is Cp, which is the resultant capacitance in parallel. Thus, in parallel, resultant capacitance is given as C parallel is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Next, we take capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. A parallel plate capacitor has two identical parallel conductor plates separated by some distance with a dielectric medium or vacuum. Here, this is a parallel plate capacitor having area of each plate as A and separated by distance D with a dielectric medium of permittivity epsilon. This is a dielectric medium of permittivity epsilon. When a battery of voltage V is connected between two plates, then the electric field intensity between two plates will be equal to potential gradient given by E is equal to V by D. If surface charge density of positive plate is sigma, then the electric field intensity near the second plate will be E is equal to sigma upon permittivity, means E is equal to sigma upon epsilon, and sigma is the ratio of charge and area, therefore it can be written as E is equal to Q upon A into epsilon. Equation 2. Equating 1 and 2, we get E is equal to V by D is equal to Q upon A epsilon, which gives Q upon V is equal to A epsilon upon D, and Q upon V is equal to capacitance. So, C is equal to A epsilon D will be the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. If epsilon R is the dielectric constant or relative permittivity of the dielectric, then equation 3 can be written as C is equal to A epsilon naught into epsilon R upon D, because epsilon R, which is the relative permittivity or dielectric constant, is the ratio of permittivity of dielectric to the permittivity of air or vacuum. So, epsilon will be equal to epsilon R into epsilon naught. Therefore, equation 3 can be written as C is equal to A epsilon naught epsilon R upon D. Note, for air or vacuum, epsilon R is equal to 1. Therefore, capacitance of parallel plate air capacitor will be C is equal to A epsilon naught upon D, because epsilon R is equal to 1 for air or vacuum. Also, from equations 4 and 5, we see that the capacitance of a capacitor with dielectric is epsilon R times the capacitor of capacitance with vacuum. Also, from equation 4, it is clear that the capacitor is directly proportional to area of each plate, directly proportional to the permittivity of dielectric, and inversely proportional to the separation between two plates. Next, we take the energy stored on a charged capacitor. When the plates of a capacitor are connected with a battery, then the capacitor starts charging. Work done by the voltage of battery to move a small charge dq on the capacitor will be dw is equal to voltage into charge, means V into dq. Because q is equal to cv, therefore V can be replaced by q by c. So, it becomes q by c into dq. Suppose this is equation 1. Therefore, the integration of equation 1 from 0 to q will give the total work done, that is total energy stored on the capacitor, as W is equal to integral of q upon c dq will be equal to 1 upon c q square upon 2 from 0 to q, which gives half q square upon c. Thus, the energy stored will be W is equal to q square upon 2c. Also, putting q is equal to cv, it can be written as C into V whole square upon 2C, which gives W is equal to half CV square. Again replacing C by Q by V, it can be written as W is equal to 1 upon C into V. Thus the energy stored on a charged capacitor is W is equal to half Q into V, which is equal to half CV square, which is also equal to half Q square upon C. Total energy supplied by the battery is voltage into charge, means V into Q, whereas only half QV is stored on the capacitor. The remaining half QV energy is lost in the form of heat, which due to which capacitor gets heated.